Hi, loves. Welcome to a new episode of Villa Vibes and Hot Takes. The bombshells have landed, and so has the chaos to a different level. Jeremiah's playing the toxic game. Same toxic games, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Huda's tongue is in Pepe's mouth, and then some. And the twerk off was freaking traumatizing. There was ass flapping everywhere. Soul ties are shifting, loyalties are cracking, and the Casa is coming. This is week 4 of Villa Vibes and Hot Takes. Let's get into the mess. Dude,
Oh, child.
where do we begin on this shit? Like, ah,
Um,
let
let's
me
talk
get that
about
out the
Meg
way.
real quick because
Yes,
that was
Meg
even
brought on
that
the freaking
that
heat.
wasn't even
I
for me.
loved
That
it.
wasn't even a Love Island episode. That was just a Meg Thee Stallion episode. I was
It
here for it.
was. It was. And her swimwear, that shit was, it was
It's
hot.
so
It was
cute,
hot. It is
and
cute. It is cute.
it's part of her it's her Walmart line. So
Oh,
it's
really?
yeah, it's super affordable. She really said this one's for, our affordable girlies.
Oh,
Oh,
damn. Okay.
is
Oh, I
it?
love
Okay, that's
it.
good. Yeah, it's so cute. Like, I think what piece was it? Like the one that Cierra was wearing, it's like 28 bucks, I think I saw. Like, so
That,
it's super affordable,
oh, wow.
which is
Okay.
obviously very different from what I think a lot of celebrities swimwear and a lot of swimwear period. I think 30 bucks is basically what just a top or just a
Well,
bottom most
well,
places.
she took it to a different level because it was giving. And
It was
oh,
giving everything that needs to be given. That was
wait.
they this was the episode we needed, girl.
She, first of all, she brought like she renewed the energy. She gave it a reboot because definitely we needed that reboot of energy. And the
Yeah.
night was it was good vibes, everyone was having fun, but we need to talk about that twerk off because I can't unsee some of the shit I saw.
Okay,
Okay,
let's first talk about Huda. Hey,
she
damn,
did.
she was
She
throwing
did. She did.
ass. I was like, girl, what? I
That
was like,
shit needs a
yes.
whole nother show.
Because Huda was laughing, she was happy, and she was throwing ass. And I was
I
like, yes, Huda,
know.
give us more.
Her energy has definitely improved, and I really hope that the toxicity doesn't, because it's like a magnet. And I think that, it's important to point out that our energy does change depending on
Hmm.
who we have around. And
Yeah.
Jeremiah is toxic as fuck. And I have to ask, is he like addicted to freaking attention or just allergic to accountability? Because he is claiming, like he said, "Oh, I feel good because I feel healthier or less
He
toxic."
keeps making
What?
all these little
But
digs.
while he's fucking running the same playbook on what's her name,
Exactly.
Andrina. By the way,
Andrina
Andrina,
and
Dominican,
yeah, Andrina.
Andrina. He's playing the same fucking game that he did with Huda.
Hmm.
It's love bombing 101. True or
And
not? I think.
here's my thing is that he couldn't handle Huda, right? You think that this man respectfully is actually respectfully in terms of Andrina, not to him. That's just me personally. But you think that he's gonna be able to handle a Dominican woman who's also from Spain. So that's two that in a sense that's like two types of Spanish that we got there. Like if he couldn't handle Huda, there's no way that he's gonna be able to handle Andrina
Well,
because
Andrina's
she seems very sweet. But I also know just cause she's Dominican, she got that fire up in her. So piss her off in the right on the right day, and I know for a fact that she
well,
will light shit up.
she's really sweet right now. She's got
Yeah.
the honey going because
I no, I
that
appreciate
Nick, Jeremiah, Andrina
I
triangle.
rather see maybe it's just because I kind of want Jeremiah out, period. I rather see Andrina
Who
with Nick,
else
and
wants
they actually
Jeremiah
are
out,
kind
by
of
the way? We need to hear from you guys because I keep getting heat for saying that, but I think Jeremiah needs to go.
it's true. I mean, he's playing the same game, and I love the fact like that. Even though I'm not necessarily the biggest Iris lover, I love the fact that she kind of gave him the same energy that he was giving Huda in terms of like all the, everything. Like it felt like once TJ came in and he came straight to Iris, it felt like there's clearly a lot of, you know, there's a lot
Yeah,
going on
but
between those two. But I love the fact that like Jeremiah or like karma started to hit him in that sense.
well, Andrina seems to be, she has the hots for him. She has the hots for him,
I think
but
she has
she
it for Nick a
also
lot more though.
she has it for Nick too, which is pretty interesting because that leaves Cierra out in the cold.
Well, no, because TJ is also very into Cierra as well.
TJ seems to be into a lot of things, by the way. I'm just
No,
saying.
it seems like it's between Iris and Cierra.
Iris and
I
Sierra.
still don't know if he's really into Huda like that.
Yeah, I saw like a friendship slash
Yeah,
flirty
I
thing,
I
but
kind of liked the idea of Huda and Pepe.
Pepe, did you
She seems
the
very
tongues were
soft.
the tongues were
Yeah,
just like,
I'm not
whoa, they were
I'm
all
not
over the place.
surprised, but I'm also surprised in the sense of like there's a lot of like heavily kissing challenges this year. Like every
But
episode seems to have some kind of everybody's
I
kissing everybody thing.
I gotta ask though, I gotta ask. Do you think that Huda should have approached Hannah first? Because I think she should have
Yeah.
at least given her
No,
a
no, no,
heads up,
absolutely. I
a little
absolutely.
bit
I
of heads
think
up.
it's also kind of like I think about the other side of that though, where I'm like, she
Every
absolutely
woman for
should
her
have.
themselves.
No, no, it's not that.
I
It's
don't like that.
more if she hadn't gone, like if she didn't pull Pepe, right? It would still it's either she can't win either way. Because if she wouldn't have pulled him, then they're gonna sit there and look at her like, well, you're not really trying anymore.
It's
Blah
not
blah.
that she shouldn't have pulled him, is that she should have gave Hannah a little
No,
bit of
she
a heads
shouldn't. But
up,
I also
pull her to a chat for a chat and say, "Hey,
I do understand her though in the sense she hasn't done any of this, so she really doesn't know how it
oh, that's
works.
true because she
Because
locked into
remember,
Jeremiah."
Jeremiah locked her in a long time ago because and it's been coming up a lot recently that and I guess I don't remember, but he says something about like, oh, like way back why like, oh, the boys aren't pulling you because I got you locked in.
Mm, yeah,
So
true.
which makes sense because like we haven't seen any of the boys ever like really approach her. And I guess I never really sat and thought about it. I always was like, oh, like, they're just super whatever, locked in or whatever. But I could also see that making a lot of sense if if Jeremiah was to sit and look at the boys and be like, yo, that's mine, don't talk to her.
But I wanna get into that talking about getting locked in. What do you think about Amaya and Austin? Because Austin, she is scaring Austin like freaking
Well,
away.
now I'm like, damn, I hate to say that I see what Ace meant, but like I see what Ace was talking about. And Ace now that it's happening to Austin, I see why Ace was like,
He's
oh,
not liking it. He's just
because
not feeling
I
good
think
about
it
it.
is a lot. It's like he was right. Like she is all up on him, treating him like that's
Like a
her boyfriend.
boyfriend. Yep.
And she's like, "Oh my God, I'm so happy." And then Austin's like, "Yo, this is kind of too much." And I bet now he's appreciating like that Chelley was back and forth between two people because it gave them time to like grow and explore as well. And now Amaya is just like on top of him. I want to go back to the Hannah thing real quick though. It's kind of interesting to me in terms of when you think back to when Charlie was here and to see how, she was all on Charlie for a while and then she was all on
Mm,
Pepe.
that's
And
right.
now it's interesting to see how like someone else is not starting to move in because we don't know if she's actually gonna like sit and get to know Pepe because especially if Casa's gonna start at this point, I
Yeah,
think it's
that's
gonna
the
be super
rumor.
difficult.
That's what I saw on Threads. It's supposed to
Yeah, that's what I
start
saw somewhere
Monday.
else. And so like and here's the other thing is that given how Hannah acts, or not acts, but like how easy it seems for her to like get very touchy with someone else very like quickly, I could see her easily like going to Casa and having that whole relationship that she had with Charlie and that she had with Pepe and finding it with somebody
Oh,
else while
finding
she's
it
at
with
Casa
somebody
too.
else.
So
Yeah.
like and when you and that's why I'm also like, okay, like absolutely Huda should have like been like,
She
hey, I'm gonna pull him for a chat. Not like I think it was Alandria that said it. not to ask for permission, just to let her know and like give her a heads up. Absolutely, she should have done that. But at the end of the day, I'm also sitting there like, I can see Hannah being super upset about it right now, but when she goes to Casa, she'll be fine and she'll find somebody at Casa that she wants to entertain or wants to entertain her.
Same for
So
Jeremiah.
and that's the
He's
thing.
all over the
I
place.
I
He's
think
an
Iris is definitely
opportunist.
gonna bring somebody back. Andrina's probably for sure gonna bring someone back from Casa. Jeremiah may or may not. Who knows? It depends on how well he wants to play the game, and how well he wants to seem like he's loyal or whatever. Um, but I think given that, he's probably gonna be left single. I don't know. There's a
We'll
lot
have
going
to
on.
see. We'll have to
And I
see.
think I'm kind of hoping that Alandria finds somebody for herself when they go to
You don't like
Casa.
Taylor? By the way,
It's
Taylor,
not that I don't. No,
that
I
I
actually,
that
I like
dance that dance he did,
that
I
man
can't
had me
unsee.
crying.
I can't unsee
And
that.
you know what it is? It's when you look at Alandria's face while Taylor was dancing. I don't think I saw her clap once. I think she was getting the ick. She was like,
Oh.
mm.
I mean, no offense. He tried. I loved
Between
it.
Taylor and Austin talking about he wished that he had
He was
a bigger
spanking
juice.
himself.
That man said that he wished he had a bigger juicy ass to really throw it back with, but he was working with the little thing he got. I was like, Austin,
Wait, but talking about ass, Chelley killed it with practically a lap
oh
dance
yeah,
for Meg Thee Stallion.
yeah, Meg was eating, but like Chelley ate, but
Who won?
Landria,
Alandria or Huda?
Landria,
She killed it. But Huda did really,
I don't
really
know
well.
because with
She used her
Landria,
resources,
it
man.
looked like water. There were ripples. I was like, what is going on? I was like, there's a lot of ass. There was a lot going on.
It
And then
was.
you had and then you have Huda shaking ass got Meg completely speechless. Meg didn't know what was going on at that point. Meg was like, and this is what we start out with. And then you got Ace coming out here. What is it, crumpet and whatnot? I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, Ace, he won the limbo though. The limbo, he killed
Yeah,
it.
that makes
I gotta
sense.
say.
Iris kind of pissed me
But
off during that. She gave me that vibe of like, you know, the popular girl that doesn't really want to like try, so they kind of get themselves out during the games in the beginning. I'm
yeah,
like, girl,
she's got no, what
why?
we would say as Dominicans, she got no sazon. She's got, I
You
don't know,
really don't.
she's missing some spice, some
I think
sass.
she kind of
I
wanted
don't
to
know.
like look cute. And so because I think she was so worried about looking cute, she wanted to just tag herself out the game early. She took one turn and then sat down for the rest of it. I'm like,
Yeah, and
girl,
then
you couldn't
I
put
don't
any
even
effort.
remember. Wait a minute. I don't even remember seeing her twerk. No, right?
No, no, no. I think it was only three of them. It was
It was
three and
only
three.
three. Okay, okay.
Yeah.
All
But
right.
I was like,
So
she
she's
couldn't
got
at
just
least
got,
like try. Hannah was trying, Cierra was trying,
she didn't
Amaya
seem
was
to be
trying.
having fun for sure.
No, I mean, and I get it. Like that
It's
might not
not
be
for
everyone's
everyone.
thing,
Right.
and that's fair. But like, it's also you're doing
And you're
what
twerking
is it?
in
You're
front of
limbo.
like
No, but
8
it's like
million
it's
people.
limbo. No, but it's limbo. We're not even talking about the twerking.
8
It's just it's
million.
limbo.
More
All
like
you
a
got to do is
billion.
go under a pole. That's it. All you got to do is
Have
bend
you ever
backwards and
done
go under.
limbo though? That shit is hard. That shit is hard. But you gotta
She
at
didn't
least
even bend
try.
back.
You
She
gotta.
bent forward and still hit the
You
pole. And I think
gotta.
she hit it on purpose. So I'm like, girl. And that's the thing is that like it's like if you're gonna be here and especially they got Meg to join the show. Meg was probably never you were probably never gonna meet Meg at that point outside of this.
I
So
love
they were
that.
able Meg took the time to come out and do this and you didn't even try. Like,
Yeah,
girl,
I
put some
loved
energy.
it.
But you know what? I gotta give credits to Meg for pointing out like and reminding people like these are real people. You know, these
Yes.
are people who
And
are like,
we have to remember that these are
yeah.
real people. So like
So I
the world
appreciate the
is
fact.
crazy enough and trying to spew hate is just not. We
Mhm.
don't need that. We don't need that.
No,
So,
and that's why I appreciate the fact that she said that during like her own confessional. Um,
yeah,
but
I love that. I did.
it was
So,
necessary.
so did Nick just expose himself as the real villain of the season? Because he's putting his lips everywhere.
He was loving Andrina. I'm like, let me tell you, there was a lot going on during that what was it, the mood challenge, got beef or whatever. That
Mm.
challenge, I can't remember, was it Andrina that he was kissing up on, the last one where he put
Did you see
the
Sierra's
blindfold on her?
face?
Because Nick was going crazy. I was like, dude, like the fuck? I was like, what is happening? Because especially like, the first few kisses, fine, whatever. The
Yeah,
last
he went
one
ham.
where
He
he
went.
put the blindfold on Shorty and then started kissing her or whatever from her legs, I was like, you're doing the most, especially given that Sierra's right there. And
Yeah, I felt
Sierra
bad.
wasn't mad enough for me. Cause maybe it's
I
just me.
know.
I
I
would have had
know.
my Huda moment because at that point, you doing way too much.
You would
Yes,
have had your Huda moment.
I fully understood in
Crash
that
out.
moment. No,
I love
why
that.
Huda was looking at Jeremiah during that last challenge when he was kissing up on Alandria like that. Why she was like she was
Did
confused
you
and she kind of went off.
talking about Huda? Did you see her facial expressions during like some of the moments where Jeremiah was just going ham um on Andrina?
Um,
Her fa- and I'm not sure if she was grossed out by him because of everything he's done, or she was a
she
little
was probably
jealous.
also just no, I think she was probably just like grossed out because I mean remember it's also like you're still having to see it all. Like,
Yeah, that's
and
true.
for her,
By the
obviously she
way,
really liked this guy, and it was like it's still very raw for her. She's moving forward, but it's still like raw emotion.
yeah, that's
Like
true.
nobody
That's
wants to
true.
see your ex. You don't want to see your
Especially
ex kissing up on like
I'm pretty sure they had sex. They did,
they
right?
did. Yeah, they did.
So I think, and someone mentions that must have seen a clip somewhere. But once there is sex, it changes everything.
But she even had that same facial expression kind of when he brought who was it, Iris, I think, Iris and Andrina breakfast
Okay, yeah.
when
Oh, yes.
he brought them a full plate. So
That pancake, yeah, the pancake thing did kind of, I was like, oh, I see it.
I was
I see
like,
it. I get it.
this man brought
What
them
the
a full
fuck?
stack and strawberries,
He
but you
didn't even
brought
try
this shirt exactly.
with her.
And I know I saw she made a face like, okay.
Yeah, that was
I was like
shitty.
that.
That
That's
was
very
shitty.
and that's
That was
but
shitty.
that's it
But
validates everything
but
that she
this
was saying prior.
but this is the other thing though. Well,
They
I'm
was
gonna
they was getting
wait,
on his ass though during that game though. I just want to say that.
aside from that pancake. Oh yeah, he got milk shit dumped on him all like
And I forgot who it was, but somebody made a good point. They were like, she showed a lot of growth during that moment though, after she threw the milk on him and she apologized.
yeah.
She's
Yeah, I
like, I'm
did.
sorry.
I did like that.
I was like,
I have to
yeah,
say. I did.
she growing though, because she wouldn't have done that. She
Yeah,
wouldn't have
that's
apologized
true.
before.
That's
So I was
true.
like, I just want to give her credits because credit is due.
So I don't want to give away any spoilers. So if you haven't checked socials today, I have to say there's gonna be a voting, or there has been a voting,
Yeah, there
and
was.
two islanders are going. That's what I heard. That's the tea.
Well,
So two islanders are gonna go before Casa starts. Who
I
do you
hope.
think? Who do you think?
Unfortunately, I think we know it's probably gonna be Huda and Jeremiah gonna be at the bottom for
Yeah.
sure.
Oh
I would
man.
say probably Huda and Jeremiah are gonna be at the bottom because they voted what favorite Islanders, and then whoever is at the bot like yeah, I think they said they voted who are your favorite Islanders, and then whoever has the least amount of votes is vulnerable and can be sent home. So because people are still trying to throw her out, I think Hood is definitely probably going to be at the bottom. I would say Jeremiah is probably going to be at the bottom. Um, I know people were also talking about wanting to get rid of Ace.
Well,
My only other guess
he,
would be maybe Amaya would be at the bottom. I don't see
yeah.
hate for her. I just don't see a ton of love for her either. Um,
Well,
Obviously Chelley, Elandria, and um probably Hannah would be towards the top in terms of the girls.
yeah. Well,
Um
there's a voting.
I wouldn't be surprised, but I also know that what they're probably gonna do is they'll have whoever are like the top two or the bottom two or the bottom three or whatever. They're gonna be the ones vulnerable from the boys and the girls, and then the Islanders are gonna choose at the end of the day. So it still kind of doesn't really fall to us to decide who's going. Um, yeah.
Well, we'll have to see. There will be a kickoff tonight. Not in a good way.
Basically.
So the energy is off, the triangles are tangled, and the game's getting messier by the minute. We've seen soul ties snap, egos inflate, and a twerk battle that should have come with a warning label. But tonight, everything shifts because Casa is coming and a vote off is coming. And when that door opens, trust will be tested, hearts will break, and some of these islanders are about to expose who they really are. Buckle up! The storm's just getting started. Stay
There's about to be a lot
tuned.
of people getting hurt. It's giving all them boys coming back with
Sorry,
somebody.
I just saw a mosquito on my fucking
Oh,
computer. All right, loves. We'll be back. Stay tuned. Bye.
bye y'all.